Yeah, it was a very tough day at the office today. Not as we had foreseen. I thought we could come out, and I thought we had a chance to do a better job moving the ball on these guys and stopping them. Their power run game truly was very effective against us. They have those big guys up front, and those 325-pound tackles, and they just, earth movers. And they did a good job, and their running back was downhill running, and we had a hard time stopping them. And kind of like last week, our starting quarterback went down early in the game, and after he made a nice run, a 16-yard scramble, and that's the guy who got to work all week. And I was really excited about Mitch in this practice week, and the carpet got ripped right out from underneath him on that, and so he wasn't able to return. Lake Jurich, who was cleared late in the week, got a 1 day of practice, 1.5 days. He stood in there and competed, but he was limited, I you probably saw. And then he was down. Tyler Irvin played some quarterback as well, our running back. And our fourth quarterback in the game was Joe. And Joe was limited as well, and just could, really limited to pocket throws and whatnot. And he didn't practice all week. He got cleared right at the end of the week, so he could do some indie throwing, but really not teamwork. And so I haven't been in this situation given so many quarterbacks getting going to down the line, but that's kind of a summary of the team. I think today was a tough day on the injury side, and a number of guys went down, and it's hard. And you got a next man up, and so we went through a few players. But I was just pleased. The guys competed at the end, finished off a drive, touchdown. Andrew Vollert, nice catch in the end zone for a touchdown. No one wants to get shut out, and it was just a little sign of some life at the Spartans there at the end. But you know what? I wish the seniors well. I thank them for all they've done for our program and the many sacrifices that they've made, and those guys, I appreciate them. And I think we got a really good building base of our young players. Maurice McKnight's out there, freshman, flying around, making plays. And I think some guys are playing hard. And so it wasn't what I saw. It was a tough game. It was a tough month. It was a tough second half of the season in particular. But over the course of 12 games, this really, our team got worn down at the end, and it's unfortunate. So any questions?
I mean, the last 4 games really been almost not competitive most of the time. I mean, what do you think happened this year? What went wrong?
Well, I think Jimmy, you could see the injuries, right? You saw the quarterback go down. I think when you have 9 first-year starters, and you have you playing basically moving the quarterback, I think that's big. And if you really look beyond that at the beyond the surface, you'll see more of that. And I think it's hard to get in a rhythm. And so I think while take the Hawaii game, for example, you have 460 yards of offense. A lot of coaches would take that, but we didn't cash in. We didn't kick our field goals when we had opportunities, and it snowballs from there. And you have to be able to come off the field with points. It's demoralizing to run off the field and you don't have points. And we got to shake things up, and we did shake things up this week with the field goal element. But there's the injuries, there's the kicking game woes, and then I think you look on the defensive side, we got worn down. We missed Christian Tago. We missed Tony Popovich today. He anchors down. That guy eats up double teams and frees up the linebackers to make plays. And we didn't have Tony Popovich today. So I think it's that attrition wears you down to not being at full strength. Yeah.
Do you think, the team you inherited, everyone knew the record, and that was what most people focused on. Do you think maybe that everyone thought the program was in such great shape, but maybe the depth still was not there, that maybe there wasn't quite the depth of talent that everyone thought was there?
Well, I don't want to go backwards at all. I just have the cards that I'm dealt, and I got to deal with them, and we make the best of it. So, and every year's different. I've been on some really good teams and fortunate to coach some outstanding teams, and within a year or two, those teams have really had some challenging times. And we say it's a game of inches. That carries over to depth of your football team, and when you lose when you lose guys that you think are good players at the Division I level, and the next guy up goes in and he's not quite there, that takes its toll, and you're not able to play at the level that you want to. So it is what it is. All I know is roll up our sleeves. Recruiting is so important. It's a lifeline of a program, and schedules. That's been challenged too. But you just got to roll up your sleeves and you got to get to work. And I don't look at the past. I just look at the present and try and move forward.
Last year, so much of kind of the momentum that went into recruiting was off of that Fresno State win. Now you go in with a 6-game losing streak. How concerned are you that the momentum going into this offseason that could affect recruiting?
Great selling point. Son, you have a great opportunity to play. It's obvious with what you see, there's opportunities. When we're playing with walk-ons and we're playing with some first-year players in our program, that's a sign to a high school or a junior college player that there's an opportunity to step in. Like I said, 9 first-year starters this year on the offense alone. And we went through growing pains. I wish in the perfect world we could have worked through those growing pains in early in the year. But they tended to carry on, and the stability or lack of stability at the quarterback position, I think that carried over and had a negative effect as well. And so we need to get some consistency there. We need our young guys to grow up, and then, as you mentioned, recruiting is a big part of it.
Do you have any concerns in terms of the strength and conditioning and stuff, in terms of you guys wearing down, injuries, all that?
No, I have full confidence. I like Coach Uribe. I love what he does and his staff. We're really fortunate. We got a great group of strength conditioning program. I think what happens, we know college football went to 12 games a few years back, and when and that's a grind. It's a grind on the body of these young men, 18 to 22. And so when you get some injuries, unfortunately, I don't know if breaking a bone or some of the injuries are related to strength and conditioning wise. They happen. We've had some or concussions, and those things aren't related to that. And so sometimes you have years. It's like when it rains, it pours. And this is one of those years that we got to pick ourselves up. It is a tough year, and we got to move where our football team is healthier, and I think that's maturing. 18 and 19-year-old young men are not as physically strong as 22 and 23-year-old guys, and I think these guys will grow up. Nate Velichko, freshman, starting at right guard, he's going to be such a better player next year. Jeremiah Colonna, left guard, freshman, he's going to be a better player next year. As they mature and they get those extra years under their belt, they'll be improved for that.
Your two quarterbacks, with Joe and Blake, were they at any risk of further injuring themselves? Blake obviously he didn't look like he could, but he moved very well.
Right. No, they weren't. And I go everything's through our athletic training staff, our physicians. We're smart about that. It was really a tolerance issue and a limited mobility issue. It wasn't a further aggravate the injury, because to me, I wouldn't want to risk our young men. That's why Joe. I didn't want to. He was not. I didn't want to throw him in early or start him in the game, for example, with the condition he's in, and knowing that I'd rather go with a 100% quarterback, Mitch Revisa, than other guys who are limited, in which those other guys were limited, as we could see.
What's it like for you being back in San Diego, coaching against Rocky Long today, who you shared the city with and everything?
Yeah, no, good. Rocky's a good guy. We go back. We were on staff at UCLA together. We had a lot of good times together. Bob Toledo as well on that staff, and 20-game win streak. We had a couple of New Year's Day bowl games. We had really good times, and so Rocky's a gentleman, and I appreciate him. And the other couple of my USD guys are on his staff, Tony White and Dorian Keller. Rocky hired him, and so it's good to see those guys. I just like more competitive outcome from our standpoint, but Rocky does a good job. Yeah, definitely.
Closing the season out with a game like this, especially knowing that a lot of these guys, seniors, it's their last game. Is that disappointing to see that you guys? It seemed like early on they just was flat and just weren't really quite into the game.
I would disagree with that. I think early in the game, our defense was competing, and I think that I think that the guys were out there. I disagree. I think they were competing. Yeah, I think they were competing, and you know, we saw their offensive line just create movement, but you know, the big part too is our guys, the leaders emerging. I think Maurice McKnight's emerging as a young leader. Christian Tago is a second-year starter emerging as a leader, and we want those guys to develop because we need that. You know, your leaders are an extension of the coaching staff on the field, and we're not out there with them, and we need those guys to step up. But yeah, some things went tough, and you know, you're down, and you know, you get a nice drive before half, and then you miss the field goal, and it's just like the balloon, the air gets let out, and the sideline deflates, and that's tough. That's hard stuff because those are automatic. In my world, those kicks are always, I'm used to those being made at any level. You make those kicks, and we changed things up and this week, and it just didn't happen. I thought maybe it'd be a little different result.
Was that a problem on this team that outside of maybe a Rasidi, Bouhager, a couple guys, that there weren't as many senior leaders as you would like?
Well, I think David Peterson was a really good leader, lead by example kind of guy.
In terms of vocal guys, you know, it
yeah.
seemed like you had lacked that.
Yeah, and sometimes guys get, you know, it's hard when you're injured to be a leader because that pedestal gets pulled out from underneath you. And Jabari got injured during fall camp and missed the opener. And sometimes when that happens, it hinders leadership, and it's tough. But and also an opportunity for younger guys to step up, be able to take that risk, and I think we have those guys.
Is that maybe the biggest thing that you think gives you reason to be optimistic that you can turn this thing around?
Yeah, the young guys, the Maurice McKnights, you know, the Colognes, Jeremiah Colognes. I'm excited. Tyler Irvin, we got him healthy this year. That was a goal right there that we wanted to have, and I was encouraged there. You know, Shane Smith, the blue collar guy, he wasn't on this trip, but he's had a good year. Young guy. If you look at our traveling roster early in the year and you compare it to now, it's quite a bit of difference. And I know it's a physical game, and some of that happens, but we just seen we had more than our normal share here, and we paid dearly for it. I think.
It's a tough way to end the season, not just today, but the last really long 6 games here. And what do you think kind of what happened in this last stretch here to close the season?
No, I think it was just when you're going downhill, it's hard to fight back. And I feel like the team did a really good job trying to fight back, but I feel like it just got out of control, and we weren't able to control it. It was bad.
What do you guys kind of look to in terms of, you know, just something to get you guys motivated that next year can be better, that you guys can get this turned around, that this year isn't the start of a downhill spiral?
I'm just motivated that I'm able to play football again next year. You know, I told these guys in the locker room, I have 2 years left to play, so I plan on turning this into something special these last 2 years and turning the whole, helping the team turn around.
What do you think happened early on? I mean, Pumphrey obviously was able to just run on you guys pretty easily.
I know one of his first big plays, it was me. I had a wrong key. I had this technique where I was supposed to force him, and I spilled him outside, so he had that big run. So I think we didn't follow our keys the way we should have, and I feel like we did a better job in the second half doing everything we were supposed to do.
Do you think at any point late in the season here the team got discouraged, that you guys got down on yourselves, or is there any reason to think that you guys didn't play your hardest the last few games?
Well, I don't think so. I think everybody, whoever played, put their heart out there on the field, just like today. Everybody put their heart out there. I don't think there's not one guy in the locker room that just laid down. Everybody put their heart out when they were on the field.
What has to happen in the offseason for this program to get turned back around?
We just got to get back to work. I know I'm going to work hard during the winter, just get back to work and I want to be a leader, help out, be a leader, and just get these guys going in the right direction.
What's it like for you being back in Southern California, closer to home, playing and everything?
It was nice. I had a lot of family here in the stands. It was good to see everybody, and it felt good to be back to the weather here.
Pretty sore. Back's hurting a little bit. Feels better than it did. The trainers were working out with me, just stretching and trying to get back to 100%, but just never felt the same after that hit. Couldn't get back to it.
That's what happened. Obviously you kind of hurled the guy and then you got hit in the air. What kind of happened?
Well, just landing. I landed straight on my back, and it knocked the wind out of me, and I thought that's all that was the matter. But then when I got off the field, it tightened up instantly, and then once I started trying to run again, I started to get a little short of breath. So then I thought it was something with the ribs. Turns out it looks like it's nothing with that, just some muscle spasms, and we just couldn't loosen them up, and I wasn't able to throw or run at all.
Have you had X-rays yet, or are you going to get X-rays on the ribs? Or?
No, I haven't. It doesn't look like those are needed. So luckily that's the case. Yeah.
And obviously, this is a big opportunity for you. How disappointing is it to have the day end so soon?
Yeah, pretty disappointing. You know, for me, everybody kept saying it's like an audition, but I just want to go out there, play my best, just go try and get these seniors to win on their last game. You know, that's the most disappointing. So we'll never be able to suit up with these guys again. You know, some of these seniors I owe a lot to help me out with everything during fall camp, during the summer workouts. You know, just getting my feet wet with everything. You know, these seniors are going to be missed. I appreciate every single one of them and putting their trust into me, and I'm thankful for all of them.
What for a college career going to land on?
Yeah, the score was a little lopsided, but I thought that we did our best to make the most out of it, and I'm forever thankful to be a Spartan.
You obviously came here and were part of seeing this program rise pretty high. See where they're at now. Is it a little disappointing to close on this note, or do you feel like the pieces are in place despite what happened this season to get the program back?
If I learned anything from these coaches, there's one remedy to all things that go bad in your life, and that's just to work. So I think that we do have the talent. I think we do have the coaching. I think we just need to. Well, I can't really include myself in it anymore now, but I think that the Spartans just need to go back to work and just keep trying as hard as they can, figure out the little things, and it's usually the little things that end up making a big difference in the end.
Kind of, what do you think maybe snowballed the last month of the season that just saw this kind of fall apart for you guys?
I don't know if I can even give you an accurate answer. I just know it's unfortunate.